There are a lot of great tools out there for working with the Python programming language, and in this course, you can use any code editor that you want. I'm going to be using Visual Studio Code from Microsoft. It has great support for Python editing, and it's free, and it runs on Mac, Windows, and Linux. It also has a wide variety of plugins available, which will help when working with Python. So if you want to use VS Code along with me in this course, then download it from code.visualstudio.com. Just come to the site right here, click on this little download button, and it'll download the proper version for your operating system, and then go ahead and install it. Now again, just want to remind you that VS Code is not a requirement. You can use any editor that you want. In a separate video, we'll see how to run the example files directly from the terminal. So you can go that route if you want to, or if you're using a different editor. It will still be very easy to follow along with the rest of the course. So once you have Visual Studio Code installed, launch it, and then once it's launched, click on the extensions icon, which is this one right here, these little square boxes. Once you click on the square boxes, up here in this little search box, we're going to type the word Python, because we're going to install the Python extension. And usually it's the first result. This one right here, you can see it's from Microsoft. It has a ton of downloads. There are other options for working with Python, but this is the one you should be using. So go ahead and install that one. And if I go back to my list of installed extensions, you can see that I've already got Python installed, and it should automatically install this Pylance language server for you. So just install the Python extension and you should be ready to go. So this extension has support for debugging and running Python apps right from within Visual Studio Code. And when you install it, if VS Code asks you to restart, then go ahead and do that. All right, so once we've done that, we're going to take a few moments and we're going to set up some of the preferences and settings that are going to make VS Code easier to use. So first, make sure that VS Code is using the version of Python that you installed. Now, usually this is set up for you, but let's make certain. So we're going to open the exercise files folder as a VS Code project. And you can either click on the open folder button here, or you can drag and drop the folder onto the application window. I'm going to go ahead and click on open folder, and then my exercise files are on my desktop, so I'll select that folder. All right, so I've got my Python project now open, and we'll give VS Code a moment to go ahead and activate its extensions. All right. And then in chapter 2, go ahead and open up the hello world _ start file. And you can see down here, VS Code says it's activating its extensions, right? And then you should see over here in the status bar the version of Python that the IDE is using. So if you click on this little text, you'll see this pop up appear, and this gives you the opportunity to choose the interpreter that you want to use. And you can see I only have the one version of Python installed. So just go ahead and select that version number, and you should be fine. Now, if you don't see this little text label down here in the corner, that's not common, but it might happen. What you can do is use a different way to select the right Python engine. So in the View menu, you can choose either the Command Palette option right here, or you can just type Control-Shift-P on the Windows machine. It's Command-Shift-P on the Mac, and that will open up this little pop-up. Then type Python Select, and you can see that there's an option for Python Select Interpreter. So go ahead and select that one, and you'll see the same pop-up appear. And then just choose the Python interpreter that your machine has installed. And after you do that, you should be all set. So now let's open up the settings for VS Code. And on Windows, you can type Control, or Command, on the Mac, or you can find it in the menu bar. So let's go ahead and type Control, and here in the search box, I'm going to search for a preference named Execute in File dir, right? And that's this preference right here. Make sure that it's checked, and then save the preferences. So this preference tells VS Code to look in the same directory as the program's source file when it needs to work with other files, which we will see later in the course. All right, that's pretty much it. So once you've got VS Code installed and set up along with the preference changes, then you are ready to proceed.